So if that's the only reason I'm here, then I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of your little sister circle.
Okay, bye, Fatima. Karen, what? Look. Sorry.
Karen?
He doesn't call me. I wanted you here because I wanted to hurt you. I ain't that mad at you.
For as good a scene as this was, and I'm not taking anything away from it, I'm not giving Karen well, excuse me, I was about to say pregnant, but I'm not giving Karen credit for, I guess you could say, apologizing, because she's still immature. And I know I'm going to get the Karen stands in the comments and whatnot. You can disagree all you want. You can call me names. Your comments just help the video get more views, and that helps out the channel. So go ahead. But regardless, I know her apology to Fatima is the same level of, you know, when you and your sibling get into it. Let's say one sibling takes the remote and then a fight breaks out. It's like, I was watching TV. No, I want to watch TV. It's like the child who was watching television that had the remote gets it snatched from her because, let's say, her sister took it. Then the one who took the remote, you know, starting all this trash, let's say, you know, the parent comes in and makes them apologize. Force it. Lord, look, I know this isn't the time, but this just reminds me of the whole Monique trying to get Oprah, Tyler, and Lee Daniels to apologize. And it's like, at this point, nah, I mean, any apology would feel either insincere or forced. And the only thing worse than being wrong is when somebody tries to give you a, you know, olive branch or extend their hand to touch yours in a false look. If you wrong me and you're an asshole, you're an asshole. If you want to apologize, hey, God bless you. But do not come to me with a false sense of sincerity. Because if you re-watch that scene, and I played it at the beginning of the video, you will see the only reason Karen even bothered to stop Fatima to, quote unquote, tell the truth is because Andy made her do it. And even then, you could tell Karen took a moment to kind of pick her face up off the floor and admit it. But then again, Fatima already knew this heifer was lying about everything. She tried to, I mean, the moment that Karen, you know, I'll play it right now.
Does he tell you how much it costs me?
No, he didn't.
Almost every day.
You know, that's strange to me.
Why is that strange?
Well, I have the password to Zach's phone, and I never see your name pop up.
Down goes not.
Maybe he has another one.
He does. And I have that password, too.
I mean, she literally was like, okay, the pregnancy thing didn't work. Let me throw a curveball. He calls me every day. I'm sure he does. He probably has a second phone, too. Oh. It wasn't until Fatima showed, hey, I got the passcode. I got the passcode. And I mean, there was no reason for her to stay at that point. She's like, you know what? I'll let y'all get back to y'all little sister circle. And when she turned to leave, Karen was like, okay, bye. But then Andy was the one that kind of pushed her, like, Karen, no. And I mean, no. Karen knew what she was doing. She knew what she was trying to do. She was just too proud to admit, dang it, she got me. You know what? I tried to hurt her at every turn, every corner, you know, but I guess that black jumpsuit was bullet and knife proof because nothing I could do could penetrate her and hurt her. No. See, no. Andy was the piece. Now, Karen, you need to apologize. Look, drunk Andy is appropriate because she did have a few sips before, Fatima showed up. And even though it was off screen, we know the women said they got high. That could explain why Fatima had such a good time with them. But, I think the only reason, and look, Andy only had like 3 seconds to get Karen to apologize, but whatever, it's my video. Karen, stop being a hoe and tell her the truth. So yeah, she called Fatima back. And yeah, throughout this entire exchange, Fatima was obviously the mature one saying, look, Karen, I was you. I'm not saying Fatima could not have been a Karen at one point, but going the lengths that Karen has is just, I don't believe it. But then again, you could argue, well, Jeremy, sometimes mature people had their immature phases, but these women are in their mid to late 30s, yet we see them acting like teenagers. But then again, the modern woman and modern man, for the most part, sometimes act like teenagers. So the only reason Karen is really apologizing is one, because Andy made her. Seriously, if Andy didn't make her get up before Fatima left, that would have been it. Seriously, just look at it. Karen was like, I ain't thinking two ways of it. Fine, whatever, bitch. I tried, but it ain't work. Plan B it is, or plan C, because she tried a pregnancy. She tried the phone call, but Fatima had her number, pun intended, on both of them. But, it's like, I ain't even really that mad at you. It's like, all the years and work I put in, and, now he's gone and made it work with somebody else. Well, the thing is, and I wasn't too big a fan of what Fatima said right after that, because there is some truth to what she said, but hey, we work so hard to turn these boys into men, and what do? They leave us for another woman to take what we learn and act right with them. But that's not to say there aren't women, and I get it, this wasn't an all men are shit moment, but I guess because I'm a guy, that's the perspective I get from moments like this, because they really seem to lump men in general into this category, where if you look at the women, I feel like Danny is one of the prime examples here of a woman who's too immature to have a adult mature conversation with Preston. Yet whenever he is with another woman, she gets in a fuss about it. So in the Karen situation, Zach literally told you, the moment I knew I couldn't come back to your ass is when you got me arrested. Because you believed I would do something like that, like steal your credit card and whatnot. Karen just fails. Like, look, I made a mistake. It was no big. Literally, if you go back to the season 3 finale, she made it seem like it wasn't a big deal. No, I made a mistake. We fight before. Heifer, I got a record and you know it. And you still got me locked up. And you didn't even know it was me. Yeah, it hadn't. I mean, from Zach's perspective, he only knew that apparently it was his name that was used as a charge, but Karen had Sabrina say, look, I got a person at a bank who could look into this for you. Just wait a day or two. But no, she just went to the police office the next morning and boom, the police station the next morning and filed a report. So she just fails to realize that. It's almost as if, hey, I put Zach in jail and that was the moment he knew he didn't want to be with me. So I'm going to police him and his new relationship at every turn just to because I'm mad. Does Karen have a right to be mad? Not really. He paid you back $77,000. That doesn't solidify, you know what, I'll get over it. I don't know what the hell does. It's just like, it proves that men can do right by a woman after they're over, because Zach didn't have to pay that money back. You can say that's what he owed her and this and that, but nobody made Karen spend that money on Zach. She chose to do that, but he chose to give that money back and move on to the next one. She just can't stand that. So for me to applaud Karen for apologizing is a no. That Karen should have done that the moment, the pregnancy thing didn't work. But even then, I'd still be like, man, the only reason she apologizing is because her plan, failed. She literally, Andy, for Andy being a lawyer, come on now, she's a little bit slow on the uptake to not figure out, wait a minute, is that the only reason you... But to be fair, she just learned in the moment that Karen was pregnant. So I'll give her some grace, but some lawyer, right? But what I'm saying is, I don't think Karen should be applauded for doing the right thing because somebody made her do it. It would have been different if she caught herself as like, you know what? I'm tripping, Fatima. I'm sorry. I called you up here trying to, hurt you and whatnot with the pregnancy and then the phone calls and all this other stuff. That was immature of me. I mean, being self-aware that you were immature heifer is much more effective than your girl trying to get you to, recognize it. And then in the midst of the conversation, I think Fatima's like, girl, I understand. And then Sabrina's like, we all do. Sabrina, no, sip on your drink. You haven't said anything of merit this entire season. Nobody asked you, because you're either on the side of anti-Danny when she's speaking the truth. You're with Andy. Danny, stop. But then when Danny says a couple more comments, well, Danny, I think you are right. No, ain't nobody ask you. Just stay in the corner. Just stay in the corner. So I do feel the apology is like the catalyst of these women being civil towards each other. But I don't think they'll ever be besties. And I can completely understand that. I mean, you're dating her ex and, excuse my French, you've been a total bitch about it the entire time. So I don't think that this was a mature scene on Karen's part, because maturity would have been recognizing, man, I'm tripping. But even more mature or wisdom would be like, you know what? I shouldn't even bother trying to get this woman to come. This is why she wanted Fatima to come to Club Eaton, with all the girls. Andy, why don't you call her up so you could try to hurt her? No, you've been plotting this since the ending of season 3. You ain't slick, Karen. You fine, but you ain't slick. So that's all I gotta say for the video. Let me know your thoughts. Do you applaud Karen for her apology, or do you feel like me where, no, it was half-assed? It was only because you were made to make the apology. And yeah, it seemed like she was being honest when she explained to Fatima why she's been acting the way she's acting. But no, I don't know. No. I mean, I applaud Fatima for accepting the apology and understanding, but no. Hey, I don't want to be part of this sisters group. Look, came up here like, the ice has been broken, it's been melted, climate change, I don't know, but I'm good. And I love how Karen's like, it is if it is his child, don't worry about it. I'm not going to. Basically, Fatima's like, look, I want to be cool with you. You going to be cool with me. We ain't got to be friends. We ain't got to be besties. I don't need to be put a part of sister circles. But as long as we understand each other in regards to Zach and this baby, if it is his, then that's all I need. Peace out. Have a good night. Andy, I'll see you at work tomorrow. That's it. But anyway, hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon and selecting all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next one.